good evening and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio. Hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. I'm Southside and joining myself on the show this evening is AK and the legend that is the Bridgeman. How are you, gentlemen?
Evening Southside, evening Bridgeman, evening Rangers Radio listeners.
Well, can I say a big good evening to yourself, Southside, and of course, Kelso there. Hope he's carrying me through this very well. And of course, the techie boys in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, massive game coming up. We're all very excited about it all, I can assure you. Keep it going for the Rangers, everybody, please, and welcome to Rangers Radio tonight.
Aye, Bridgeman, I know you're excited. Mrs. Bridge contacted the station this afternoon and tell us I have to keep you calm tonight. So I've promised her I'll try my best. She was hoping you'd have been in your bed a bit earlier tonight with 2 sleeps to go, but I've assured her I'll keep you calm tonight, mate.
Try my best to stay calm. I'll try my best to stay calm.
Of course it is. Battle fever zone, isn't it, AK?
Oh, of course it is, mate. The battle fever zone, definitely. I believe Mrs. Bridgeman's got a Horlicks just in case the Bridge starts talking about referees.
I love it, pal. Well done.
There's only one mob talking about referees I've seen all week in the news and heard when I've been out and about, and I've heard a couple of them talking to each other and all that, and it's referees and how they're going to batter us at Ibrox and that. So, aye, that's what I've been hearing the last few days, Bridge. But certainly, that beating's getting a terrible time in the newspapers and that for wee bits and bobs that have been sent and seen. I think it's disgraceful what's happening, to be honest. But I'm not going to come at you, Bridge, on that, right? Because I promised Mrs. Bridge that I'll keep you calm.
No problem. Because Mr. Beaton is actually one of the better referees for us. But that's why we christened him Cheating Beaton. Because it seemed that he was cheating Rangers every time he refereed us. But if people think that John Beaton doesn't, shall we say, do anything nasty against the Rangers, then they're totally wrong. Just totally wrong, you know. Sorry.
No, it is, Bridge. They're just incompetent at times. That's just the bit that I've seen over the years of watching the games. I don't think anybody. I think he's had a raw deal. I think he's only had 4 or 5 Rangers Celtic games. And to be honest, we've been on the wrong end of some of his decisions in the past, and just some not so long ago. And you just got to put it down to he made an error, he's made that decision, and that's it. But it's never going to change in the west of Scotland or in Scotland in general, Alex, is it?
No, well, this is it. This is a narrative that is getting spun into it. But what is it that they're saying out the Carry On films? Infamy. They've all got it, infamy. But that's just the way that they're portraying it. If you didn't know any better, you would swear that Rodgers actually knew that John Beaton was appointed the ref 2 weeks ago, and he's deliberately put pressure on it. But that's the conspiracy theories that's been blown up ever since. But hey, listen, he's been appointed. We'll not complain about officials. We'll just go on with it, and let's see how the game transpires over the weekend.
So who are it's not just Beaton. Who's the other 3 officials then? They can't be Rangers fans like John Beaton, can they?
I believe we've got Willie Colm, 4th official.
Oh, there you go, Celtic fan.
Nick Walsh in the VAR.
Celtic fan.
I'm not sure of the linesman of that.
He's in there with Frank Connor. In VAR. I can get the other 2. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But see, at the end of the day, Sunday's about us. We're at home. We're just looking to get the victory, and hopefully the referee will not have anything to do in it. If you don't hear or see him, then the usual is that he's had a decent game. Daniel McFarlane and Dougie Potter are the other 2 linesmen, or assistant referees as they call them these days. But like you say, hopefully it'll no matter. A game will pass and it'll be a game of football. We'll get the victory and nobody will be talking about the referee at the end of it, you know. While we're on the subject to that, I believe for the competition that's been running to get a ticket for the game on Sunday, there's only 7 tickets left. We're going to close the lines at 9 o'clock for when the tune comes on, and then we're going to draw it live about 9:30. I believe that's what we're going to do this evening. So there's 7 tickets left to be collected, £10 donation in, and then we'll make the draw at about 9:30, just to let everyone know it's no purchased a ticket or maybe wanting to get one. There's only 7 left, Alex.
No, that's good. That's good. I mean, for £10 you can get to the big game on Sunday, and it's going to a worthwhile charity. So it's worth a tenner in there just to put your name in a hat, isn't it? You're doing a bridge, man, south side.
I didn't have something flashed up my screen. I couldn't get it off there to come back on. I know, £10. Listen, and it's going to a good charity and that, and you're getting a chance to meet Big Stevie as well. What about that?
That's a gold ticket.
the golden ticket, Bridge, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. What can you say? Big Stevie's fantastic. He's a marvellous supporter, marvellous Rangers fan, and he supports the club as much as he can, much like most of us, to be honest. But Stevie in particular, he's very, very good. And he's going to be a big, big man for Rangers all the way through. Definitely. Yourself included there, by the way. Yourselves included, I should say. Big supporters.
Aye, big man, take my hat off to him. He's always on the phone every other day and that, and we're always chatting about the Rangers and the football and all that, and try to sort out tickets if we've not had any through the majors, and getting arrangements made for getting to the games, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to follow the team that we all love, Bridge, as we say, and sometimes you're lucky enough to get to more games than others, but the most important thing is just the Rangers Football Club, first and foremost. It's your life, AK. That's the way I feel it is. It's just a way of life.
Oh, 100%. And I've seen a wee bit of clips of Clement's interview. I can't wait to see it in full, but he's just loving life in Glasgow, isn't he? He's loving the enthusiasm, the passion and support. He says it doesn't matter who bumps into, whereas Rangers supporters, Celtic supporters, you know, he says he gets the odd chuckle off of some Celtic supporters, but to be fair, he's like, most of them are all been pretty respectful, but the buzz, the passion, you live your life by your club, and that's just the way we are. But it's funny how your full weekend or your full week can determine and just your team's result, and this is just massive. Everybody's really looking forward to it, so let's hope it's going into work cheery on the Monday.
No, well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about Sunday, and that's the build-up. Well, since you've mentioned Phil Clement, he was done a wee press conference today, so if you two guys want to go on mute, we'll listen to the first part of the interview.
Yes.
Could you give us a fitness update in terms of your squad? Is Ridvan available?
That's not sure yet, so we're going to see tomorrow or even on Sunday to make a decision around that. The rest, everybody is available who was available the last game. So the only 3 players out is Ryan Jack, Danilo and Oscar Cortes.
Has Ridvan been training this week?
He's been training, but not enough with the team for the moment to be sure that he's in the squad. But he's been training, yes.
Is Abdallah Sima fit enough to start?
He's fit enough to start, but not to play 90 minutes. Depends what part of the game you want him on the pitch. So that's my decision.
And you like him? Do you have a preference that you hold him on or start with him?
Yes, I have a preference.
Okay then.
You want to know more?
Well, if you want to tell us.
No, I don't think I'm going to do that today.
Fair enough. In terms of the destination of the title, how big is this game?
It's always a big game. It's a 6-point game that we know. We have another one in a few weeks also in that way. But it's not yet a decisive game. So whoever wins is not champion. It's not like that. I'm happy with what I've seen about my team after the last Old Firm. So After that game, we had 11 games until now. We took 30 points out of 33. And we could have took more points in the Motherwell game. So it could have been better than that. And we scored more goals than Celtic in that period and less goals against. So that's really good consistency, but it's not a guarantee for anything. It's a really big step forward, I think, for the period beginning of the season, also my first part of the season, that there have been more consistency, better results, a bigger squad, more people ready to do the job. So I see my team growing month by month, and now it's this is the next challenge.
Well, you said it won't yet be decisive. Of course, there's going to be another Old Firm game within the split,
and a lot of other games also. But because don't forget this, there are still a lot of games to play. Also, not only these 2 Old Firm games, also in the other games.
I just wanted to ask, in terms of winning on Sunday, do you think it could have a psychological impact on your team, though? The fact that
my team, not.
No, you don't think it would make a difference?
No.
It would just be in terms of points and then focusing on the rest of the games.
Yes, because this message has been really clear from the beginning, and my team knows. I don't want a team that after a deception stay in the deception, and they've proven that. Not too much, because we didn't have too much deception. And I don't want a team that when they have a euphoria moment and a really good moment, like it was, for example, in Seville, that they stay in that emotion and next game they're not there. Because that's stupid, because then next game you lose the points. So there will not be a difference, whatever the result, but we're going to go full to get the 3 points, of course. That's clear, because it's a 6-point game.
You talked about the 11 league games after the previous meeting, 30 points, nearly maximum. But what are the lessons that you have learned from that game itself, from the last time you played Celtic, just before the new year?
That we didn't grab the moments, and they did. For sure, with their second goal, with an exceptional goal that I didn't see that player do in the rest of the season. So these are the kind of games that you need to grab the moments. It's decided in details. It's decided also with players making the difference, not only offensive but also defensive. And to be on top of your game, 90 minutes long, 100 minutes long. I think a really good example was also yesterday when I was watching my old boys who play in Chelsea now against Man U. You see this game was turning side to side several times, scenarios several times during the game, because everybody kept on going until the last second. And we've proven that also in the past, that we can go through difficult moments, and if the moments are falling our way, that we can keep a result also. So that's what I expect from my players to do in that game.
What do you think you give your players to have that mentality, Philippe, in these moments? Obviously, if a game goes to 100 odd minutes, physically tiring, but how do they stay mentally sharp? What do you give them to be like?
Because we work really hard on our structure, on our discipline, on our tasks, on our confidence also. And it's also about building this month after month with new experiences. So the more experiences we have together, or they have together on the pitch, the better they will get. And it's another good challenge in that way. I see it in this way, and it's about building consistency in a group of players, not in 11 players, but in 28 players. This consistency to do this job every day, to know what they have to do with the ball, without ball, all the movements together, all the reactions together, and to repeat that time after time after time after time. And if you do that, you get consistency, and you get at the end trophies and success. Is it now? Is it later? It comes because the consistency is there, and that results in results.
I know that you won't be thinking anywhere past this game, one game at a time and all that, but
I'm boring, yeah, I know.
I'm going to bore you, but are you worried about schedule and fixtures? We're seeing Dens Park potentially being unplayable this weekend, and how that may affect the midweek.
It will be a big surprise if it's unplayable, because it was a good pitch I heard a few weeks ago. So no, I'm busy now with the Celtic game, and if I'm busy with that, to arrange other pitches, I'm not busy with that, because that's work for the groundsman and other people to do that. No, I'm only busy with the Sunday game.
Do you know if the club have heard from them at all, Philippe? Just to clear, have the club had any contact with them?
I don't know, because we didn't discuss that. We're only busy with ourselves now and with our own game, because we cannot do anything about that. This week, I think.
Yeah.
Philippe, you spoke about the team's mentality at the weekend, and how, compared to when you came into the club, you've not had to reinforce those similar messages. How important is the psychological factor and being psychologically ready for this game, compared to when you came in, the growth you've seen alongside the tactical side and the physical side of things?
The team was psychologically ready last time also in December, and that they've proven, even with 10 at the end of the game, to really go hard for the result, and we were really, really close by getting that result, even with 10 players. So no, the players are ready for that. Already quite a while, not these last few weeks.
Ben Mosti from German TV, ARD. What role do you see right now for your player Leon Balogun? And this upcoming derby is one of the most famous games, even in Germany. How do you feel personally the derby vibe in the city?
About Leon, I'm very happy about him. I didn't have the chance the last couple of weeks to put him more on the field, because I had so much rotation to do with offensive players that were not ready for 90 minutes, that I could not take center backs in who maybe could play 70 or 80 minutes, and then I had to change. I could not take risk with that. So he was unlucky in that way, but he's been really good in the training. He's been inspiring also for the young players in the building, who are in the squad, who come to train with us, that he's helping in a really good way. So he's been a really good asset for the club, and I'm really happy with him. About this game, yeah, this is a massive game. So walk a little bit around the town next couple of days, and you will see. Ask everybody. So everybody has an opinion about this game. My opinion that it's fantastic to be a manager in this environment. In an environment where everybody is so passionate about football, where everybody loves football, where everybody's living towards this game. It's a nice place to be. So that gives a lot of energy, and as a manager, you don't want anything else than that everybody loves football.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Interesting, AK. Interesting, always a good listen. The manager, isn't he? Speaks very well, explains things, doesn't get caught out with anything that he doesn't want to say. But I think the news, we're all looking to sort of find out. Both, there's two players probably, but I'll go with Radvan first. AK, I think that's we're looking to see if he's going to make the game or not.
Aye, as you say, very interesting, the comments. He's certainly not letting anything away. He's got his cards close to his chest. I think he intimated there he's no 100% sure on Radvan. He was on the training field, but I think they're going to give him every opportunity to make the game tomorrow. I believe he came through okay, so he has got a chance. He's not ruling him out completely, but we've got a Croatian internationalist there as backup if he doesn't make it, and we've also got the option of putting Sterling there. So we're certainly not going to be weakened in that area, but I think we would all hope to see Radvan out there, but only if he's 100% fit, I would say.
Aye, I think by the sounds of it, Bridgeman, he's going to give him time to see if he's going to be ready. I don't think he'll make a decision tomorrow. I think they'll maybe do a bit of training or something tomorrow again, but I think he'll give him up until the Sunday morning, I would think, anyway, yeah.
I would think so as well. the young lads played very well, and actually we've become a bit dependent on them simply because there was just some distaste about Borna and how Borna's going and so on and so forth. People, a particular Celtic game, it's quite tough for the fullbacks, and he's been quite weak against them for a while. So, no, I would rather have the young lad in, but it's like Kelly said, he's an international, you know. He's surely professional enough to go out and do a job against the old enemy, you know. Surely.
Listen, Borna's had a couple of scary moments and caught out here and there, but you've got to remember as well, he was part of the Gerrard was here and that we went close to 2 seasons and they couldn't beat us, you know, so he's been part of success against them as well. He's been caught out and made mistakes, but I don't know, I just think if selected by the manager, I don't think he's not going to go out there and do his best just because he's considering leaving or he's going to be leaving at the end of the summer. So if he's selected by the manager, I think it's because the manager shows confidence in him to pick him.
Aye, well, he's doing it for a particular reason. Definitely. I mean, if Ridvan doesn't make it and he's got an idea that he could play Sterling elsewhere in the team, he doesn't see the left back as a particularly weak option where we put in Borna in there. I mean, let's not forget as well, when it was again, I think it was the Hollander 1-0 victory when we were missing a few with COVID. I can recollect Borna I think he thought that was going to be his last game because he seemed to do a kind of round a closet kind of Ibrox, but here he is still weighs a couple of years later. He's a professional at the end of the day, so you're kind of questioning his integrity a wee bit. He's no a first pick. He knows that now, but he's still got self-pride. He's still got the ability there, and he's been the course the game before. He shouldn't be getting caught up in the atmosphere and the whole occasion the way maybe an inexperienced player would. So Sterling, that he could do the job there because I believe that he played the left back with Stoke, but Clement's got different ideas about where he can utilise him in the team. I think ideally we're looking for Ridvan to come in there, but as I said, if he's still with 80%, 90%, Clement's the sort of manager that doesn't really take these sorts of risks unless he really needs to. This is a massive game, mate. You can't afford for Ridvan to break down after 10, 15 minutes of the game and then he's forced to use a sub where he didn't really want to. So it's a big call for the manager to make, but every faith in the manager will make a right decision.
Aye, listen, it's a big game as we know on Sunday, and I think Bridge, if he was fit, we would all say we'd like Ridvan to start. But if a medical team and the manager don't think it's worth the risk on Sunday and he decides to go with Sterling or Borna, then so be it. That'll be the manager's choice and it might be the right thing going forward, because at the end of the day we want Ridvan back fit probably and playing regular at the end of the season, then take a gamble on Sunday and he could break down. And to be honest, I don't even know what the injury was that he picked up in international duty, Bridge.
I don't know either, but as far as I'm concerned, I agree 100% with what you said, and Alex as well. The thing is, can you or do you take a gamble with a young lad there? I would say the answer is no. If he's not past a certain level of percentage of fitness, then he must be considered doubtful to get a start or even in the pool. It's really difficult. But I would love him to be fit, be declared fit, and he maybe get a first half out of him. Maybe 50 minutes or 60 minutes, but then he can go off. But he is I think he's a better fullback than Borna. I think, based on what I've seen anyway, far better fullback. Certainly in the last 2 seasons, Borna's not been the same fullback as he was 3 seasons ago. So I think it'd be a big miss if he's not there. It'd be a big miss.
I think there's 2 different sort of styles of players, AK. I mean, I'd said on here before, I said I want Ridvan to get a run of games, then we can judge him. because people were all saying, well, he's injury prone, he's this, he's that, and we couldn't get a chance to judge him because he'd come in and then he was going out after a couple of games, and he had a hamstring injury that kept him out nearly 4 months, and he'd been stop-start. People all going about, oh, he got caught at the back post height-wise, but apart from his height, I think he's good in the tackle, he's a good read to the game, he's fearless, he wants to push on up the park, his crossing could be a bit better in the final delivery, but I think he's a decent player, and I think what we paid for him at the time and what we thought we would get going forward and bring him on, and I think a lot of people weren't that bothered whether he'd left or no. So I think now he's proved that he's a decent player because of the amount of time he needs. See if he was going to be durable or no, and I think he's proved that now down with the run of games that. If he hadn't been injured in international duty, he'd probably still be fit now, you know what I mean, and going forward. So it's just been unfortunate it was international duty again.
You're right there, pal. Did you say that you think he's kind of hard in the tackle? He's maybe.
I did. He's fit. Aye, he certainly goes into tackles, mate. He's no scared or no shy. He do that. But I get what you were trying to say there. No bad.
No, I was listening to Linda the other night, and she was pretty much spot on there too. And Souters come through that kind of dodgy start to his career as well at Rangers, hampered with injury, and people question why did we buy him in the first place, you know. But even he's come into the team and solidified his place there and shown his qualities, shown his worth. Ridvan's very much in that sort of character, and he's basically, you know, he's warmed a lot to the Heartsease. A lot is worth writing him off as I think it was about £5 million at the time, and we expected him to be in the team for a permanent Borna replacement. But as you say, probably we've kept on Borna longer than what we wanted to because of Ridvan's injury situation. But now the wee man's in there, he's starting to prove his worth to the rest of the team, and we're actually missing him when he's not there. So that you can only tip your hat to the young man for, you know, changing a lot of people's opinion about him in the short space of time he's been at the club.
Bridgeman, Bridgeman, he mentioned Sima fit to start, but no 90 minutes.
That's okay for me. Seriously, I think Sima's been a real good find, and if we can get him, if we can force him to go down the correct corridors, if you call it that, for his own self, he'll get that ball and he'll run. And he'll take a lot of people on. He's fearless, and he's very, very quick. And he has been very, very quick. And I think he'll be a marvellous to start. Get him to start. It'll be brilliant. Let's see how he is. He's at Ibrox. He loves it there. And I dare say he'll love playing against them. I think he's played against them before. But I think it'll be great. Great to see him in. A great boost. For me, anyway, a great boost. We thought he was going to be a long, long time off. Been long enough, right enough, you know. But I'll be happy to get him back. Absolutely.
Aye, it's a big boost, Alex, to have him back. Like I say, that's possibly a gamble, although he said he's not to play 90 minutes. And I have thought about it myself, and I thought, is it better maybe later on, early second half even, maybe bringing him on, or is it better maybe starting him? I mean, I've sort of swayed about could be starting, but that means where do you start him? Does he go on the left and take Silva out, or does people want to take Dessers out and stick him through the middle? It's just everybody's opinion, you know. But would you like to see him start?
I think Sima has been pretty much this is it. This is the game that you're coming back for, pal. I think it was a massive blow for him to go away injured. Was it Senegal he was away with the Africa Cup of Nations? I think it was a massive blow for come on at the time, because he was really starting to hit his straps. He was getting his numbers with goals and assists. And I just see a wee bit of a kind of Mark Hateley, kind of, you know, that way that Walter would bring him back for certain games and, you know, just nurture him and keep him and keep on top of his fitness. I think, see the situation where it is now for me, mate. We've only got 8 games to go before the league is over. We've played them twice. We've obviously got the other top 6 teams to play in Dundee as well. we need to be winning this game on Sunday, and we need Sima in that team to do it. I think he will be our go-to man, and he is the guy for me that is going to win this game for us. So I would be starting. I think this is a game where Clement needs to take a risk, because if he plays it safe and he starts Dessers and then brings on Sima and it goes wrong, we don't get the result. Even a draw's not good enough. I listened to Big Al during the week here. I'm with him too. We need to win this game, because with our record going to Celtic Park isn't great. This is the opportunity to put a stamp down. We beat Dundee through the week, and then we pile right pressure on them and don't expect the 3 points out of Parkhead. So we need to win this game, and I think we need Sima to do it, pal. That's my...
I think we need to win it because we're at home, and I think it's time to put the marker back down. You know, we've got a good squad, and we're Bridge, and we've got, like, I'm saying I can get the rationale sticking Sima in Bridge, but do you want to disrupt sort of what we've had and what's been winning with Silva and Dessers up front, or do you think you risk it and just find a place for Sima?
Well, obviously you don't want to disturb wherever possible. You don't want to disturb, but the truth is that I think Dessers, he flatters to deceive, as you can see at times, you know. And he's sort of watched sometimes. But when he scores, it's a joy. Nearly always good goals, you know. And he has a big smile on his face. And, well, everybody does that when they score, you know. But I think Sima gives a lot more than Dessers. I think he gives a lot more. So I wouldn't have any problem in Sima and Silva on the pitch. No problem at all for me.
Aye, listen, it's good options, AK. I don't think we should get too wrapped up in we need to take him out because we need to put him in and all that. We know it's a must-win game. I'm still no fearful about worrying about going up there in a matter of weeks after this game, AK, because the last time we were up there, apart from being 2 goals down with 10 men, we should have had something out that game. So I'm not worried about that game at all. I just think we're at home at Ibrox, and it's our time now, these players to stand up and be counted. We've got 30 points out of 33 in the last 11 games since that game, so we're in a good bit of form. We've scored more than them and we've conceded less, and we've lost a couple of stupid goals in the last few weeks. So but I mean, they're the stats that are there. I don't think there's anything to fear, but I believe the pressure will be on our players, AK, but it's down to the players to take the pressure and go and just make sure that they get the victory, and that gives you the boost.
It is, pal, and your stats are fact, but I'll also give you other facts. I happen to look at the previous head-to-heads. We've not got a particularly good record in recent years against Celtic, whether it be at Ibrox or whether it be at Celtic Park. Certainly since Gerrard left, our record against them is very, very poor, mate. To be honest, we don't like admitting it, but it's there in black and white. Our last game at Ibrox, we lost 1-0. We won 3-0 last year when pretty much it was a dead rubber. They would already won the league. We've lost 1-0, we've lost 2-1, we drew 2 each. We should have won, and we've lost 2-1. That's all the games at Ibrox where we've pretty much got a full crowd, or a good vast majority crowd. At Celtic Park, we're even worse. So it's 6 games we've played at Celtic Park. We've only had 2 draws and 4 defeats. So we really need to start by winning this game. For me, Sima has got to be in that team to do that. Dessers, he'll score the goals against the lesser teams, but we've seen before he fluffed it at Celtic Park. He was unlucky. He'll give him his due the very first game. We got a perfectly good goal denied with Roof, but he's flattered to deceive for me in these big games, and that's a big reason why I would have Sima in there and leave Dessers on the bench for this one. But it's only my opinion. Our listeners, yourselves, might disagree.
No. Listen, stats are there to be broken, Alex. You know, we've not been great, and we could list countless things with that as well in the last few times in the record. Listen, but Nah, this is our time, I think, Bridgeman. We've got ourselves into this position. We've got a new manager, new mentality. He talks about structure and tactics and stuff like that, and building the consistency with a squad of players. And it's not just about 11 players, and he's not getting any favourites. We've got momentum, and we're at home. So I just think it's just a matter of, it's a game against them. We need to get the 3 points, and when we get the 3 points, that puts us in a far better position getting into the Dundee game.
Yeah, indeed. My difficulties was the same difficulty I find every other week, even when we're playing well. Even the last game there, we give away very, very bad positions, give away possession, and before you know it, everybody's on top of us. When we clear the ball out, we invariably hit an opposition person, maybe a wee bit of panic, trying to clear the ball. So these things happen to us. They happen to us regularly, and teams like the Celtic will punish that. They have got people that can put the ball in the net, and that's for sure. We need to cut that out of our game. There's some of these mistakes. Obviously, every team wants to do that, but Rangers need to. And yeah, you're right, 100%. Ibrox, we should be winning every single game at Ibrox. Or if we don't win every single game, the ones we don't win are just, some of these you want to forget about and get on with the game, But we don't want to be losing against them. We can't afford to lose more games against them. Alex is right. His stats were tremendous on the sort of the defeats in the games against Celtic, both at Ibrox. The last game against them at Ibrox, we pounded them, and they get one lucky defensive blunder, a clearance, and that headed straight back in, and our centre halves just fell asleep, and that's all there was to it. And the wee man put the ball in the net. We didn't deserve that defeat. You know what I mean? They deserve to get beat. We just couldn't do it. So we need to be better. We need to be better, but I think we're a far better outfit than them, truth be told.
Hi, well, we have to step up and prove it on Sunday, Ox, and that's what the players have been at Ibrox for. They turn up, they're here for the big games, and there's no bigger game than that on Sunday. Can I just let people know that there's only 3 tickets left, 3 numbers left till the draw's complete. I think Paul S. took one there, and there's a couple other people. So there is only 3 left, and we're going to shut it at 9 o'clock, and then we'll do the draw live at 9:30. So it's just to let people know, if you want to donate a £10, and hopefully you might win to go to the game on Sunday. What I'll do now is, because our time's flashing by, if you 2 gentlemen would like to go into mute, we'll get to hear what Phil Clement had to say in the second part of his interview today.
Philippe Cyril had a big opportunity in the game at Celtic Park. How do you feel he's responded since then? How much of a better place do you think he's in now?
Yeah, but he was in a good place then. He's just scored in Betis a really important goal to make an historical victory. In what place is Haaland for the moment? So that's life of a striker. You score chances, you are the guy, you miss chances, and then suddenly some people, mostly from outside, they say you're a bad player. It doesn't work that way. So I think Cyril is taking good steps. If I compare the last 5 months, that he's evolving as a player, he's becoming better. I don't see him yet at his best level, what I have in mind with him. I think there are still things to improve, but I've seen already a lot of things that he improved in that period together. And he's scoring also much more goals than he was doing before. So his statistics are quite good for the moment, but it can be better. But it's not only for me about the statistics, about scoring, it's also all the other things he's doing for the team. We talked a lot about that already with you guys last couple of months. I'm not only looking at his goals, I'm looking also what he's been doing for the team, and like this, arranging that we're good as a team defensively also, where he puts a lot of effort in, but also that he gives chances for other players to run in certain spaces or to score goals. So no, he's in a good way. I think everybody sees a better player than 5 months ago, clearly. So that's the way we need to go with every player.
In terms of midfield, if Callum McGregor is fit for Celtic, from your point of view, how important is it that he is not allowed to dictate play in midfield, which he has done in this fixture?
I don't totally agree that he dominated the play in Celtic Park. There were moments that he was good on the ball, but there were also moments that he was not dominating the game. I think a few of my midfielders were in moments also dominating the game. I see the first game, then it's true, he was dominating, but okay, I don't need to say too much about that. Yeah, he's a very good player. And he's somebody with a lot of quality, who's really good on the ball, and he's very important for their team. So of course it's important to take that strength out of their team. And that's one part you need to do, but it's not only about one player. They have a lot of good players.
Philippe, I'm keen to know what your comments would be towards the Rangers fans ahead of this weekend. We saw Ali McCoist get a little bit of criticism for talking about the new hate crime laws that have come in, and said that he would probably breach them if he was at the game, and that the fans might as well. A little bit controversial, but what would your comments be towards the fans that will be attending the game around that kind of incident?
No, I'm against hate. I'm a positive person, everybody knows. I understand passion of people, that I understand. I think the biggest thing is, for me, around fans in this game, is that I hear some people are talking about our fans, that they can change really fast. So I think that those are people who are, like the last couple of months, not at Ibrox. They didn't see the change that's made by the fans together with the players. So now we have fans who stand behind the team and are busy with that 90 minutes long, all the time. Even when the circumstances don't fall our way, they have believed now in the team. They support it. Second. And a lot of times we achieved to do that and change things. One time not in the league against Motherwell, but still after the game everybody stayed really positive, and that's a really good environment to be a player in. So it's a big step forward, and it's a really important thing, because we are a team who can change things really fast in a game, like for example Chelsea was doing yesterday. In less than 2 minutes scoring 2 goals. We have also this capacity to do that. And the fans believe it now, because they've seen it and they see how much work all the players are doing in the games, and they know also how much work all the players are doing every day in training.
Philippe, the last one from you. When you said earlier you don't think whatever happens in the result will be decisive in terms of who wins the league, but would you accept in terms of the impact it will have on your players, having that 2-point advantage, then potentially 5 when you go to Dundee?
Yeah, but then you make from me a mathematician and not a manager. And maybe you know me too well now. It's one of the things I like. That's why I wanted to study for engineer, because I like mathematics and statistics and all those things. But I know football is something else. Football is emotion. Football is changing of scenarios. And not one season has been the same. I'm now more than 30 years in football, and I've seen so many twists and changes. I've been lucky that a lot of times it went my side, but a few times also not. So that's football, and that's also why everybody loves it. That's the charm about football also. So I want my players to be focused, because I know it's the only way to success is to control what you can control. And that's our own performance. So I don't want mathematicians in my dressing room. I want players. I want passionate players who give their best every day for the team. And that's what I've been seeing the last couple of months. And we will continue in that way, whatever result.
Patrick, last one.
Philippe, both fans will be naturally nervous with this game. Obviously such a big game in the season. On a personal level, are there any nerves for you heading into the game?
No. No, I love it. No, I'm not nervous. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. This is something you need to embrace, not to be nervous about. These are great next afternoons. I have a lot of confidence in my squad. I have a lot of confidence in our fans. So those are the challenging moments, because you play against a good team who will compete you, who will do their best to beat you. And there will be a lot of quality from both sides. So that's the things you want for your players also. It's the only way also to grow as a player, to have challenges, to have good opponents. If you make next steps into that, you go to another level. And that's what I want to do with this squad, with this club, with the squad next season, to become better and to raise the level time after time, with a lot of success and maybe some disappointments along the way, because that's also a way to success, to get the good lessons out of that. But I prefer to have success on Sunday. Let's be clear about that.
Interesting as always, Ike. Interesting as always. He mentioned CD9. Work rate, can see a bit of improvement. He thinks he could make him better, but he's doing a job for the team, because I think he always talks about the team. And let's be honest, he's got no bad numbers considering that he's no started every game, and the fact that he does miss chances. He's no the complete player that I would like to have seen that come in, but listen, he's scoring. He was on a run of goals. And I think he'll start on Sunday, to be honest.
He might well do. He's going to talk him up, isn't he? He's not going to dismiss him, because he could turn out to be one of the guys that he's had to lean on him anyway, because of the lack of options up front with Roof and Danilo and Sima and that missing anyway. So he's certainly not going to talk down. He's just doing what a good manager does. It's good man management at the end of the day. And even if he does leave him out, he's still going to have a word in the ear, say, hey, listen, you can still affect this game. It's no about the first 11 now, and the way it used to be years ago. As Ox has said numerous times, and most the panellists has all said in Callers Day, it's very much a squad game now. You're not talking 11 players, you're talking 16 players, and everybody's got to do their part. If somebody's had to drop out a team through loss of form or injury or suspension, he's looking for somebody to come in there, burst into, impress and grab that jersey, grab their opportunity. So it's big calls that he's making all over the park. There's pros and cons with probably all the decisions. He keeps going on about, I don't want to be a mathematician, because he's got to work out how many players is coming back for injury, what can they give him on the park, how long they're going to last. All these factors he probably didn't have to consider before as much in his previous jobs. He's had to really be on the ball on this one. So he's leaning heavily on his medical staff, his number 2, wee Alec Ray, and just his gut feeling with a lot of, and how can we hurt Celtic? Where are they weak? Where are they dangerous? Keep it tight, go at them. There's a lot of factors there. The crowd's going to be a big, massive factor. That's what we've got, the big, massive advantage right away, mate, isn't we? So it's going to, and being on the front foot, and I think taking the game to Celtic, I think that's where we've come unstuck the previous couple of games. We haven't been as forthright as what we wanted to be in previous.
I can agree with a lot of what you're saying there. Bridge, Ibrox will be, and it should hopefully stay rocking on Sunday, because it's a big factor when you're at home. Manager's touched on it a few times. He sees the energy in that, as he talks about, between the players. And I've stayed back a few times and watched the players walk round the park and take the applause for the support. And it's a lot different from what it was before the manager came in at times, eh?
Yeah, it's the manager's made a massive, massive difference, and there's a great trust. The fans, I would imagine to a man, the fans will trust him implicitly to do the business. And yes, you're right, the atmosphere will be trumped something else. And that, the easiest thing for any opposition team to kill it stone dead is to score against us. Anybody that scores against us, my goodness gracious, it just kills for a while, like, you know, and then they come back up again, providing the team rally. But that's what you don't want to do. You want to get in there and play your best, play in the opposition half, and don't make any big mistakes, and just stay up there and put the ball in the net when you can. And I'm sure we can do that, and I'm quite sure we've done it before. And I don't rate that team that highly, but you know, it's a game, 100% win. That's what we want. 100% win. No flukes, no nothing. Just straight good goals. Let's get it done. Come on, the Rangers. Come on.
Oh, just calm down a wee bit, Bridge. Calm down. Don't want Mrs. Bridge. Just don't want to blame her this. AK. No, don't want anything like that. But no. Aye. Well, it is a phone-in show as well, so if you'd like to maybe come in, give us a call, what your thoughts are. Do you hope Ridvan starts? Are you looking to hope Sima starts? If you even want to come in and give us your team, or else just phone up, leave a question with the techie team, and I'm sure they'll forward it through to us, and we might be able to answer you. But apart from that, Alex, aye, it's a massive game. It's the running now, it's the business end, it's gone for the title. And I think the players, they've all bought into your manager. They can see the professionalism in him. I think they can see how he conducts himself, the man management with the players. And I think that's what's shown for them to respond. And obviously tactics that we never had before.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. You're right. And by the way, the stats are all there to prove and back up that Clement, if he came in, I think we would actually be 7 points clear. Celtic get into this run. Imagine we were that, an advantage with, you know, the 8 games to come, playing against him twice. It's far better than being a point ahead. He's taken up the reins. With Beale left is in a terrible position. Look, Clement is slowly but surely turned that round about. He's gave members of the team belief. He's had to cut loose a couple of them. Lammers and Cifuentes wasn't good enough in his opinion. He's brought in, you know, Silva and Cortez and Diamondi, which has improved the team. But he's also utilised a lot of the players in the team, and he's got tunes out of certain ones that we'd kind of maybe dismissed a wee bit in our part. That's a failure in our part with Lundstrom and Ridvan and even Suter to an extent. A lot of people didn't fancy them, but to be fair, they've been mainstays in the team. But we need the forward line players, your Cantwells, your Lawrence, Matondo. They're going to hurt the opposition. I've just got a feeling that this game is meant for Big Sima. He starts, he scores, we win, and we're going to win the league. That's how I see it. But come on, engage your thoughts, everybody. Come on, let's get in here, get a battle.
Aye, 2 sleeps to be played them in a massive game, Bridge. You know, I don't care when we play them. Do you know, but even when it didn't mean anything, you always still want to beat them. That's what it's about. It's like you say, it shapes the rest of your week. It shapes your weekend. You've always got to build up, and you always get that excitement and that. But at the end of the day, you want to win. You've got to win, and I just think now with the mentality the players have got, and listen, we've beat better teams than them. That's the thing, you know. This season we've beat better teams than them. So it's just about you've got to have 11 players playing on the day, Bridge. Everybody's got to turn up. You might have the odd. You might have to carry somebody, and obviously Silva and Diamondi. It's our first game against them, but I think they've both got the right mentality. We didn't go out and buy Diamondi. And I think Silva, has got experience in playing for Portugal national under-21s, and obviously he's had his time at Wolves. He was an up-and-coming star, and I think he's just got to go out and embrace it. I think he'll probably be a bit shocked, maybe be a bit how Lloyd Ibrox will be, but I just think he'll embrace it.
Well, let's hope so, because I think Diamondi is going to be an absolute star. He's really, really good in midfield, and he wins a lot of ball, and he puts the foot in. I don't mean in a dirty way. He puts the foot in and touches the ball and it's so nice to see it happening like that. It's really, really good. But he's been booked a couple of times, so maybe sometimes getting a wee bit too excited. But yeah, Sunday's game is going to be enormous for a lot of the boys. Sima and Silva, and the boy Diamande. What's it? Diamande, is that what his name is?
Aye. Diamande, whatever you want, Bridge.
So I think this is going to be a massive game for them, and if all three of them can come through this game, along with the other players, of course, marvellous for us, just marvellous. What a step they'll be like. They'll be really walking tall, just great. Come on, you're getting me going again. You come on.
Can I just give everybody an update? It's just to let you know that we've sold the last 3 just before 9 o'clock there. So I'd like to say a huge thanks to every single person who's put a donation in for the ticket on Sunday. And like I say, it will be drawn live at 9:30. And I think they're working hard in the background to send us a list through with everybody's name on it and number. Obviously, we've posted it up, but people have got second names and phone numbers next to it. So we will probably read out a first name and a number so everybody knows, and then it'll be drawn about 9:30. But I'd like to say a huge thanks to everybody who's purchased a ticket. Alex, great effort from everybody, the listeners.
Oh, fantastic. Well done, everybody, for contributing to a great cause. That was good of Big Stevie to buy 20 of them, right enough, just to get a free...
Oh, very good. Very good, pal.
Obviously, first and foremost, I'd like to thank the gentlemen at Go Bathrooms, because it was them that have donated the ticket and is to do this. So it's a huge thanks to them, first and foremost, for donating in the ticket, and it's a huge thanks to everybody who's entered it. And all money goes to the MS Smiley Charity Foundation as well. So a huge thanks to everybody. Bridge, what time are you planning on arriving at Ibrox on Sunday?
12:30, is it? 12 o'clock or 12:30? Sorry.
If you come at 12:30, you'll be late.
I'm saying that, so I'll be there.
12 o'clock kick-off.
No, I'll probably be there about quarter past 11, 11 o'clock, quarter past 11. Why, do you want to meet me?
Quarter past 11. I think I'll still be maybe leaving where I'll be, having a couple of swallies to head up at that time. I'm there at 3 minutes to 12, man, on Sunday, I think, AK.
It takes me 10 minutes, or 10 or 15 minutes to walk up to the subway, by the way, nowadays.
Bridge likes soaking in all the atmosphere, Southside. You just like soaking in all the alcohol.
I just love it. It's a fantastic game, fantastic day. And anybody seriously who likes the Rangers doesn't enjoy themselves at that game or something. Maybe they're too excited or whatever, but my God, it's fabulous to look forward to. When you're sitting in there, that fabulous stadium, you're sitting in there and your team's on that park. Oh my God.
Go on yourself.
Just great.
That's it, but you sit in a good seat where I know where you sit in the Copeland rear, and it's a great view for there. It's a different side of the game. I sit looking on for the other side. I sit for the left-hand side for where you are, and I see the game. I see the game different. For where I sit when you're watching it. But I've been in the Copeland before and watched games in there and that, but it is a different view for what I'm normally watching for where I sit. Still fantastic view anywhere you sit in Ibrox watching the game, but just as the game's going on, you see things differently, and you see build-ups, and you see things that when you're watching it on the telly, you don't see it. The big picture is because you're at the game.
Yeah.
But,
I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I will show him the way as he did on that day. So now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride deep inside when I'm watching the Gels with my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. Yes, that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. That beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.
Did you like that? Hi, welcome to Southside Super 6 for April the 6th. My first selection this weekend is Aston Villa to beat Brentford. My second selection is Watford to beat Preston. My third selection is Portsmouth to beat Shrewsbury. The fourth selection is Mansfield to beat Crawley. The fifth selection is Kilmarnock to beat Ross County. And the sixth selection is Dundee United to beat Queen's Park away from home. If you take all six, it pays 15.5 to 1. Well, Alex, what do you think?
As Oxshare says to me every week, and for those that don't bet, you put a tenner on it, you'll get 0 return.
Well, we'll see this weekend, and we're no playing to Sunday, so I'm going to be in his company tomorrow at some point, so that'll be eventful, I would imagine, all day listening to him.
I'm sure I'll send you a text to let you know how you're getting on.
Aye, if he keeps up his nonsense, I'm off early, mate. I'll just not listen to it. I'll be off ski.
Ah, well, good luck anyway, pal. I'll have my usual donation.
That's good. Well, hopefully we'll get a wee result. That's what we're looking for this weekend, mate. So hopefully we'll get that as well. That'd be a good double. I was going to mention actually a player that hasn't been mentioned. I'll come to you first, Alex, and then we'll go to Bridge. Nicholas Raskin. Listen, you don't become a bad player overnight. I think when we got him the 6 months before the start of the season, I think him and Cantwell done really well. I think he gets about the park. I think, well, let's put it this way, I think the only thing that let him down at times was probably his passing at times. But at the moment, everybody seems to have forgot about him. Do you still think he's got a future, AK?
It's a funny one, to be honest with you. I just think that Raskin, I think we've improved in that area of the team with the forum of Lundstrom and the acquisition of Diamondi. And I think that's why he's found himself out the team. It was a position of the team where we kind of really needed a replacement for Ryan Jack because he wasn't available too many times, or certainly not as much as what the previous managers would have liked. But I think the acquisition of Diamondi has really set back Raskin, and he's finding it tough to come back into the team. Who knows what's ahead? Diamondi could pick up an injury or a suspension, or Lundstrom, they might decide not to renew his contract, and all of a sudden Raskin finds himself back in the team. But at this current moment in time, I think a place on the bench is probably the most Nico could expect, to be honest with you. But that's credit to the guys that's already there.
Bridge, man, I think he's a decent player. I still think he'll get used between now and the end of the season. But I think probably still, if he's still in the manager's plans, which I think he will be, I think he's just got to get his head down, get himself fit, and then try and break into the team with the new additions that we're going to sign in the summer.
I can't disagree with what you said there. Raskin was a really good player for me, but I think people have come onto the team and they've been, in some instances, quite a bit better quality. And we thought for a while John Lundstrom wasn't going to start playing badly again. He's come along and carried us through. And Raskin, well, he needs to play a bit better. He's playing. He needs to stay fit. He's got to stay fit. Otherwise, he'll just end up like Ryan Jack in the fans' mind. It's just seriously. You need to be on the park. No good being out on the park for 5 minutes and then getting half injured. And you'll not get that much sympathy when that happens a lot. So he needs to be able to play and stay fit. If he can stay fit, marvellous. Now, some of the times with the lad, it's not been his own personal, shall we say, injury that's caused him a problem. He's created it for himself by lunging, stupid tackles, and getting caught. He needs to stop that. We need Raskin to be fit. That's what we need.
Just before I carry on about Raskin, if whoever took number 53, I've been asked, could you finalise your payment or the number will get withdrawn? So whoever took number 53, it's the last one that was left. If you could finalise payment, and then that'll be everything complete, just so you know. Alex, I don't think I liked him. I think he's got good attributes. He can get himself about the park. He's good in the tackle. He worked hard. He would go forward. I think under Beale we had him restricted a bit. And there's more. I think Clement knows about him for his time when he was in Belgium. I just think he's struggled a wee bit to come back to full fitness for whatever type of injury that kept him out for so long. But obviously the more he's training and the more he's working with his programmes that Clement give him, so hopefully when he does get a chance, he will come back in fit condition. Just a wee bit under match sort of fitness in it, getting the game time.
There's that. There's that you bring into it, as you say. That I think Raskin, he's very stocky. He's very dogged. It might just be his physical features. He needs to be playing all the time to be up to maximum kind of fitness. And obviously, when he's having his spell out the team, he's not where he wants to be, and he's just finding it difficult to get back into a team. But as I say, I think it's more to do with the form of Lundstram and Diamondi. For the two of them come in, they've obviously not let the gaffer down in any way, and I think he just wants to play the two of them together as much as he can. I mean, we've spoke about Sterling coming into that position. That's basically what the manager wants, doesn't he? He wants competition for places all over the park. So it's up to Raskin to impress. It's up to him to get his fitness up to where it should be. It might be the fact that if he has a good pre-season or something for next year, then you might see him flourish a wee bit more. But he's still got to edge certain players out the team before he'll come back into it. But it's in his court. He's young enough still to do something about it. He's at a big club. There's competition for places. We're going for honours. So that's what comes with being at a big club.
Aye. Listen, he's got to go back and earn his place. Diamondi obviously came in because he was a Clermont signing bridgeman. So it was a player that he had in mind, along with Cortez when we brought him in. Just unfortunate. I'd really have loved him to have been playing this Sunday. I think he'd showed enough, but he's got to. Raskin will need to go and fight for his place to get back in the team. I just think that it's a good addition to have. I know a lot of people have questioned it and that, and some might be thinking they might not have a future, but the fact that he's fit, he's about the club, and you don't become a bad player overnight. And I think he'll have a part to play before the end of the season, Bridgeman. I think he will be needed.
No, I don't doubt that. And all he needs is shall we say, a bit of steadiness about his game. We want him to keep the bit of tempo. He's got a lot of tempo in him, and he's sometimes got a wise head in his shoulders. Other times he just lets himself down, and he ends up, getting niggly injuries that just don't disappear, However, I agree with you. I think he's a smashing player. I thought he was a smashing player. He's unfortunate with his injuries, but he must get back in. He must get back in and show a great opportunity coming in. You know what I mean? He's got to get in and show what he can do. Show everybody, not just one person, but everybody. And then the manager, and most importantly, show him he's got it. I think you're right. I think the manager likes him. It's just a case of the player showing it now. And showing it, I want to sit up in the court and roar him, tell him, well done, pal, great, That's what I'm looking for. I can get it started again.
Listen, it's the strongest that we've had the squad back for a long time. And when you look at the bench and the amount of options you can have on it, and that's positive for us. But Alex, I'll come to you. Have you got a team? Have you thought of one yet? I don't want to put you right in the spot. Have you got one that you were thinking, or do you want me to come back to you? Do you want to think about it?
No, I kind of picked out one before I come on. I'll let you take the mickey out it and pick holes in it, as Oxford usually does.
Well, what does he know about football? He said the midfield wasn't that important on Sunday. Do you know what I mean? Midfield's the most important part of the whole game on Sunday. You've got to win it, Aye, that's the thing. But okay, Bridgeman, we'll see if we can pick some holes in this team. See how outrageous this is going to be, Bridge?
Go for it. I'm going to go and mute so I don't laugh.
Right, we've got Suter back, Jack Butland in goals. For me, Tavernier, Golson, Suter, and I've just got a feeling he's going to go with Barisic. I think Ridvan's too risky. Lundstram, Diamondi, midfield. I did put in Cantwell, but I've scored them. I think he'll go with Lawrence for some reason. I think he'll put Sterling out on the right, Sima up top, and Silva out on the left.
Oh, yeah, I just picked myself up there off the chair. Hold on.
Silence.
They winner. No, interesting. So you've took Dessers out, you've took Cantwell out.
Aye.
And you're just putting Borner back in should Ridvan no be fit. And you've got Sterling on the right hand side.
Aye. I'm putting Sterling on the right there because Tavernier is our most potent attacker. His stats prove it year in, year out. So we need Tavernier to be on his game. And I think Sterling, I would give, if I was a manager, I'm saying to Sterling, listen, you make sure you're covering Tavernier's position, but yourself and Lundstrom, the two of you have got a job between you. Pass McGregor about between you. Make sure he's not getting space in the ball at any opportunity. I think he's got a quite defensive role, an important role in the team, because let's be honest, McGregor's their main man. So if we can nullify him, shut him down, allow Tavernier to get up that park, I think that could be the key to winning the game for me.
Bridge, I think, if my opinion is, if you've got Sterling on the right, I think off the ball, he's more likely to think, right, I need to sort of track back a bit and get a position, and he's more likely maybe to track back a runner more than, say, you had, say, a Tom Lawrence out there or a Scott Wright. I know Scott Wright will track back a bit. He is pretty disciplined, but I think with Sterling being out there, he's more likely to fall into positions where you would want people to be off the ball, more than maybe up the park on the wing and sometimes get caught out. Would that be fair?
Indeed. But the truth is, anything we say now could be quite fair, because we're looking at it from an idyllic angle. The young Sterling, I know that's where he's been played a lot of the times, out far wide, or possibly back into the inside right position. But he kind of gets himself trapped, I would suggest. He's a wonderful player when he gets freedom. You know, when he's free to go and do, he's a smashing player, and he'll give you everything he's got, for sure. I just don't like him getting trapped out in the wing. And then you find it when Tab starts to bomb forward, Sterling might be in the way. I don't mean he's bumping into him or anything like that, but it just may be a wee bit difficult times. I like your boy. I think I'd play him in the midfield or something like that. If I could pick a team, I would pick him in it, you know. He's a super player, that Sterling. But I wouldn't leave him stuck out in the wing. But the truth is, the manager's put him out there and he's been successful, so I can't gripe about that too much. I'd just like to see him in the midfield permanently.
I don't like him out wide right. I've seen him out wide right and wide left, and I know he's come on the odd game here and influenced it. But I don't really. I want a creative player out there. I want somebody that can go and take the fullback on and create and score. And I just think, for me, I would. I get why he would go out there and he can do a job, but I don't really like seeing him out there. But listen, if he goes out there and as long as he does a job, and talk about somebody that does jobs, I think we've been joined by old Davy.
Good evening. How are you doing? Not bad, Suicides. Hey, Alex. Hey, how you doing, Bridge?
All right, bud. Yourself?
Aye, just building up for the match, but just very stated, calm. When you're 75, Bridge, you just let it slide. You know, you let it slide. But here's a wee point.
I'm 77 and I don't let it slide.
Oh, well, are you talking about your wallet?
He just take carry a wallet about with him. He just gets other people to pay for him, Davy.
Oh, shocker. Shocker.
Anyway, here's a wee point for you, Suicide. What do you feel the difference between this game on Sunday and the last time we played the Puddle Drinkers, the last time we played them at Ibrox? What do you think regarding the squad and the team? Obviously, it'll be changed for the Ibrox, but it'll not be changed that much.
No, but I think the first thing straight away is the mentality, Davy. The mentality straight away for what the manager's brought into the team. And we've got tactics and we've got a style. It's not been great all the time, football-wise, but we've seen them come back when we've conceded goals and we've come back and won games and they've fought. So I think it's a totally different mentality, but I'll go to Alex and then Bridge can have you say, Alex.
Aye, the mentality is definitely different. The confidence in the dressing room is definitely different. Mindset, momentum. We've got a lot more because if you remember the start of the season, we're getting beat at Kilmarnock. We're under pressure right away. We've dropped points. And then we get the aim at Ibrox, and everything was in our favour that day. They didn't have Carter Vickers and that in defence, and they didn't have anybody in the crowd, and this and that. They were making all sorts of excuses. Everything was there basically for us to go in and win the game, and we didn't. And that was a major disappointment for the players, the managers, the support right away in the season. And that seemed to be a hangover up until Beale, was there in the position. But for Clement's come in, he's a breath of fresh air. We've got sunlight coming through the clouds. The clouds is lifted away from Ibrox. We've got a trophy in the bag. All right, we're out of Europe now, but we've done well there. So the players have took a lot of confidence off that, but we've got the freshness as well with Silva there and young Diamondi and that. And we just look as if we've got a bit between our teeth now. We've worked hard to get into the position here, Davy. If it wasn't for the postponement of Dundee, we could be coming in top of the league now. And I think that's a massive thing. But the players must see the incentive that's there. We beat them on Sunday. We go to Dundee. We're 5 points clear. We've got 5 games to go. What a position to be in. 5-6 games to go. What a position we're in. So let's take advantage of it and go out there and prove who the best team in Scotland is. Because going with the previous games that I've read out there, the Davy earlier one, we've not got a great record in this. I mean, Rodgers has come in there 1 defeat in 15, but who's he faced? You're talking about managers when it was Caixinha there and Graham Murray and that. Clement's on a different level for the guys. All right, they'll beat us once with Clement being the manager, but we're at home now. We've got everything in our favour. Come out there and let's make the slate clean and go out there and beat them.
Bridgeman, feeling any fear?
Only the normal fear you have because you're going to be playing against them and anything can happen. On either side, anything can happen. And the last couple of times that we've played them, unfortunately, it's all down to ourselves. The negative has been on our side, unfortunately. There have been a lot of positive as well because we played very well against them and should have beat them, but for some unknown reason, we couldn't do it. We know it's not putting the ball in the net, but again, we've given away crazy, shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times. That's the kind of thing that's is going to be a big, big problem for us, seriously. And we need to get it solved, and through time, we need. But yeah, that's where we fall down. I don't have any fears other than our own team. I don't fear them. I don't care who they are. I don't fear them. But we need to watch ourselves. We know they're good. I'm saying, but a really good team, tough team. But we must be tougher, and we should be. And sometimes we are. Let's get that bit. Let's be that way. Be tough against them, and we'll do it.
Hey Dave, if you just give us a wee second, because we're going to be doing a draw for the game on Sunday, and we're going to attempt to read out. We've got 56 names, so we're going to read them out and a number next to them. So I'll do 10, and then AK can do the next 10, and we'll go through them just so everybody knows. Most people know what the number is, but we just want to make people aware that everybody's got a number and who they are. Right. So if I start first. Number 1's Gary B. Number 2's Thomas B. We've got number 3's Emma. Number 4's Sarah. Number 5's Derek. Number 6 is Henry. Number 7 is Liam. Number 8 is Paul. Number 9 is James. And number 10 is John.
11 Gary B. 12 Paul M. 13 Graham W. 14 Scott M. 15 Sarah J. 16 Stephen P, 17 Emma W, 18 Megan B, 19 Megan B, and 20 Claire G.
Paul M 21, Michael M 22, Dougie B 23, Ali S 24, Nigel L Liam, I think that might be 25, Dougie B 26, Stephen M 27, Sarah J 28, Jamie L 29. And Scott M, number 30.
31, we've got Callum M. 32, Alan P. 33, David C. 34, Megan B. 35, Ross M. 36, Eileen T. 37, Liam N. 38, Kenny S, 39 Gary B, and 40 Stephen M.
Number 41 is Ross W. Number 42 is Megan B. Number 43 is Ryan L. Number 44 is Paul N. 45 is Robert C. 46 is Rebecca M. 47 is Derek W. 48 is Alex K. 49 is Alex K. Number 50 is Rebecca M.
And closing it off, 51 Stephen M. 52 Christine B. 53 Helen B. 54 Michael M. and 55 Philip M. and 56 is Gary B. Good luck, everybody.
Aye, a huge thank you to everybody who's donated in this evening and over the week for this ticket on Sunday. So a huge thanks to everybody, and we'll update everybody just shortly on who the winner will be. I think we're going to be drawing it live anyway, just shortly, Davey. So great effort for everybody, that's the listeners, eh?
Oh, it's tremendous. It's got to take my hat off to the guys, Stevie and the chap, the plumbers. Go bathrooms.
Go bathrooms.
It's a marvellous achievement. It's a fantastic, a fantastic effort to get that, to raise it. I just wish obviously it's going good. I hope they keep things like that going, because it says volumes for the Rangers supporters.
Aye, Dave, it was a fantastic, and it was great that it was donated, the ticket for Go Bathrooms, and the money it raised is all gone to the Emmy Smiley Charity Foundation as well. I'm just waiting, because I believe we're going to go live and do the draw. It's a number generated thing, I believe, but I'm hoping that I'll get to see it as well as it's getting done, so we can see it all. But at some point it's going to be going out on Facebook, I think. I don't know if it's going on our own site or no, I'm not sure, but we'll have it shortly. David, we were talking about Nico Raskin. I don't know if you heard. What's your thoughts on Nico Raskin, mate?
Well, it's somebody we could be doing with, but he has not been anywhere at it at all. But I mean, it must be good for if he does pick up the pace again and gets himself back in the team. But I mean, I'm not saying we don't need him at the moment, but it's great to know that we've got these guys coming in. It's doing to him but the boy is playing the new, it was hard to dislodge, because he's outstanding in it. So he's got a hard task in front of him.
Right. I believe, can you see that, Alex? Can you see that bridge?
I can. Yeah.
I believe that's the number generator. So once the number comes up, then we'll see who wins this ticket. We'll just wait for it to go.
You there, Suicide?
Yeah, I'm here, Davey. Aye.
What happens if 57 comes up?
I think, if that's in blue, I think it's number 7. Is that correct? Can you see that?
Yes, number 7.
Number 7. Who's number 7? Let me see. Who's number 7? Liam N. So Liam N was number 7.
Okay.
So Liam N. What today is, Rangers Radio will contact you either tonight or tomorrow, and we'll get you details on how we'll get the ticket to you, where to meet up or whatever. So well done, and a huge thanks to everyone who entered.
Southside, is that Liam Neeson going to the game then?
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Well done, Liam. Well done, everybody, for contributing.
So how's the nerves, Davey?
Well, it's difficult. I try to play it down at times, but I mean, sometimes when I'm watching the games, if it's a real tight, I've got to switch it off. I can't stand it. You know, and then I put the result over there to the game finish. I hate to admit that, but that's what it's like. I done that in Barcelona and all. I couldn't hack it. But turned out good, turned out great. Nah, it's everybody's good. But this time I'm very confident. If we see if we can nullify their decent players, which there's no many, and they're talking about what's his name in the middle? He's been out injured. What's his name? McGregor. I'm more worried about that, Riley. Because she's dangerous. If we nullify their decent players and all our good players turn up and we get on top of them, I don't see us losing that game. I really don't. But we've got to take them right out of the game. Not like the last time when we were sat up. This is going to be 90 minutes battered all the time. Batter at them all the time.
Aye, you've got to be right on it for the start. I keep saying that all the time. I've said it since I come on here at AK. It's all about attitude and application.
Definitely, mate. You know what it's like. For the first whistle, you've got to show your intent. You've got to stamp your authority on the game. That's what we've been good at under Clement, and Sunday's no different. We've got two teams gunning for the title, and it's massive. Who wants it most is the most important thing, and who shows for it. It's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be nerves, a lot of nerves in the stadium, because one mistake, one wrong decision. We don't want the officials to, allow them to influence the game in any manner. It means just go out there and prove who the best team in Scotland is there, and go out and wipe the flares with them. But Southside, what would your team be then? I know you spoke about mine, but Bridgeman, David Tay, you get any ideas of your own thoughts on the team? Does Ridvan make it? Do we play him if he's struggling?
I've got my own thoughts on that team. I don't know if I want to share it with you, mind you, but I think at this stage, if I'm honest, I think the way the manager spoke, I think Ridvan might not make it. That's just my own personal thought. It's only the way he sort of spoke. But listen, he could take part in a sort of training session tomorrow. And that's the facts as well, that then he could be available on Sunday. I would like to see him play if he's got enough in him, Alex, and he'll last the game. I wouldn't like to see him break down and he'd boot for a bit longer towards this run-in, because the run-in's important. As much as this game's important, it's massive. So's the game on Wednesday night and the game the following Sunday. They're all massive, but as in the context of the league, if he was available, if the game's on a Wednesday, mind you, we don't know, but should that game be available and he's fit, match fit to start, then I would like to keep him back, because I think if Sterling or Borna go in, we've still got enough to beat them regardless. So
see the thing with the back position, I agree with you, by the way. I don't have a major concern about playing Borna at Ibrox against them, but I do have a major concern if we need Borna for when we're going there. That's where I think where Ridvan is a must-to play. So I think that he probably doesn't risk him if you say he's kind of still, showing signs of, he's no 100%. I think we get away with Borna, no bother on Sunday, but I have serious doubts about Borna going to their bit, because he's capitulated in that atmosphere before.
Aye. I get what you're saying. Davey, would you have a fear of playing Borna on Saturday? Or do you think if it had would you?
All day long. I'm not going to say I have no faith in him at all. He's a ball watcher. And I think somebody was saying about tackling. Well, I've not seen many tackles. And he turns his back in the ball too many. No for me. Not against a man came off. No way. I'd rather play Balogun. I heard him talking about Clement saying that Balogun was fit. And he played against the wee guy the last one of the games when he just came back to Ibrox, and he played that wee guy out again. But no ball enough for me, guys. No disrespect to him, but no in that game. No, there's too many. They've got too many spacey guys. To me, if you watch him, see if you're not watching where the ball is. See if you look at where Barisic is. He's all over the place. His marking's atrocious. So that's just my opinion.
Aye. My opinion, I'll give you an opinion that I've got. See, when we are got corners against us, Bridgeman, I think we should be sticking Ridvan on a post.
I agree with you. I think Borna as well. I would do the same with Borna. Put him on. I don't remember Borna doing too much in the air, winning the ball type of thing, you know. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he can't head the ball, but the idea is you keep the near post clear, you know, or guarded, should I say, and get the ball clear. And a lot of the times, free kicks and corner kicks, Borna's left, just doesn't know what he's doing. Or we look at it and we kind of see what he's doing, you know, that's more like it.
Aye, that's just my opinion. I just thought that at corners, Stephen Davis used to drop onto the corners, onto the post, Davy, and there's many a time where he'd cleared the ball off it, but I don't know why. Not just because he's height for one, that's my main reason, but I still think we should always have a player on a post at times. I think it makes sense, but for some reason we don't seem to do it anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you there, 100%. And another thing I'd like to see, I'm fed up seeing our two fullbacks taking corners and then we get caught out in the break. And that's going to get sorted. And the two of them, I heard Doctor, we've all talked about this. We're swinging the ball out instead of swinging the ball in. And you're bringing all your big guys up, and if the ball goes too far, which it has been, we get caught in the break. So why don't they get a midfielder? And the rest of the guys can great kickers of the ball, great corner, passers. And we've got to use the two fullbacks. I really can't get that.
Aye, it's been.
Sorry.
On you go, Bridge.
The way things are in the modern game, anybody who plays a wide position like the fullbacks do, they're going to be considered as a wide man. Therefore, the wide man will take the corner kicks. I agree with you 100%. I get fed up watching Tavernier taking in the last month or two. And I'll tell you what, sometimes never even hit any Rangers players at all, even accidentally, and the ball's away, you know. So it's something been, to me, just a waste of time. And yeah, I agree with you. Someone, I don't know if we've got anyone that can actually take corners other than the fullbacks. But we need to find one. I would agree, definitely.
You've got quite a few there, Bridge. You've got Cantwell, you've got other big boys. There's stacks of them there can lob balls in. And you're not getting caught out of position. I mean, if they're going to take us on, they're going to hit us on the break. And you can't have your two fullbacks away up at the other end of the park. I mean, we get caught out a few times, and we get caught out rotten in the Benfica game. Exactly the same circumstances.
But they're a bit more quality in what we're playing on Sunday, Davey.
The Hibs, weren't they?
I know. I know. We've looked a wee bit open at times, but I look at the positives. I look at where we can hurt them on Sunday. You know, I look at, well, it's hard to, if you're going with what team you think, and the way AK picked his team as well, when he picked his team, he's looked at where he thinks that they can go on and do the damage against Celtic. And left back position for them is weak for a start. And Big Scales isn't the best, let's be honest. Their goalkeeper's rotten, you know, and their right back, he'll charge forward when they think they've got it. When we get the ball off them, that's when we hit them into the channels. Carter Vickers is about the only one that they all say if he's not in the team, they look vulnerable all over the place. So, and I think we just get in round about them. If we get balls into channels, we've got to win the midfield battle, which I believe we can do. And we've just got to hit them in their weakest spots. And we've just got to start creating the chances. That's where I see where we win the game, AK.
I agree with you, mate. And the reason why I picked the likes of Sima and Silva up front and I left Dessers out is because Dessers is too static. He's too easy to mark for the likes of Carter Vickers, so I don't think he would influence the game much at all. I think Sima and Silva, you would get a lot more movement off them. I mean, Carter Vickers could be in that centre there, and he's basically marking nobody, because the two of them are interchanging play. Where, we've got Warnsley, in my opinion, Warnsley kind of pick holes in their team. Diamondi to run beyond, possibly Lundstrom to run beyond, and obviously Tavernier likes being up the park. I think it's all about pace of ball and hitting them where we can hurt them, keep the ball moving, keep everything moving. Don't let anything become static and easy to play against. I think Davy's got a point, by the way, about the corner situation. I think a lot is kind of pinpointed it. It's stupid the way we're defending some of them, particularly the Benfica game. We left ourselves exposed. We can't afford to do that in this game. It'd be one simple error and they're through us. They've scored already with that, with the goals in header. O'Reilly headers it back. All of a sudden, Keogh goes in behind us and bang, goal. It's as simple as that. One movement and boom, we're doing 1-0. We basically dominated that game on opportunities. We should have scored first with Ruth. I think Ruth has got a chance of coming off the bench and causing them bother too. We've got Matondo there. We've got possibly even Scott Wright to go in and hurt them and all. We have got options there now, pal. It's about staying in the game for as long as we can and then, taking advantage when our chances come.
I used the word stay in the game. I just think we've got to be right on the front foot and right on it for the start. But I get what you're saying. I think, you could hurt them with pace on the wings and stuff. Set pieces, right, I get, we've not been great. But it doesn't mean to say that you couldn't come up trumps on Sunday with a set piece move. I think Tav doesn't go down the wing as much. I think Davy, I think McCausland, although he dipped a wee bit in form, I think week in, week out, Tav and him were getting a good understanding on the right hand side. And they were gelling together, because they'd played a period of time together on the right hand side. Do you think McCausland, if he was fit, manager might put him in?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can't doubt this guy. He's got it to a T in the come on. So you don't really know. He's keeping his cards to his chest this time here. He's not telling any of them nothing. If that was the case, it'll be his decision. And what Alec was saying about Sima, I know where he's going for, but Dessers has got that shirt on it. And he's sort of no staying. He's a man on floor, not actually on the forum side of it, but he's. I don't think Sima's quite. I think he's a wee bit a game short of this game here today in Sunday, but he's gone. It's great. It's great. I know he's on the bench. McCausland, all depends who side what's in the manager's thoughts. That's it. He'll have it all. He'll know what he's playing. He'll know how to play it.
I think.
Yeah.
On you go.
Sorry.
On you go. No, on you go. Finish.
No,
sorry,
well, we can speculate all we want, but here I'm 155% confident that whoever he puts and picks will go out there and do the job. And the good thing about him is, if it's not working, he'll change it. And we've got the numbers there, good players to change it with.
No, I agree, but he'll not be scared to change it, Davey, if he sets out a plan. Bridge, I think CD9 starts as well. I think he just goes into the forward positions. And listening on instinct and the type of goals he scored when he doesn't have a lot of time to think about it, he puts the ball in the net. He's missed a few, but at the end of the day, he's merely a number 9 than what we have in the team. And Sima did all his best work on the left. So if you were starting Sima, would it not make sense then to take Silva out the team?
Well, yes, it would, and that may happen too. But it's true. You can't, if you're going to play when you Sima out wide left, then you don't need Silva out like wide left, do you? So you're looking for a wee slot for him, so maybe he would stay on the bench. But you mentioned Dessers. I thought Dessers was really, really unlucky when he got pulled back for that they gave a free kick against Dessers and he scored the goal. Just shocking decision by the referee. Well, Yalaga Bielka kicked the back of his own leg. You know, what can you say? Just nonsense. So I think Dessers, I don't take anything away from Dessers. We know what he is. We've got a good idea what he'll do, but he certainly causes havoc in the opposition defenders. 9 times out of 10, he might come away with the ball, and then all of a sudden, ball bounces off his calf or something stupid like that, you know, and away it goes. Yes, and that's what you need. You need somebody to rumble people up. I think they're right, shall we say, Celtic left-hand side would be the easiest place for Cyril Dessers to do something. The left-hand side, our left, tough with that. But Vickers a tough guy. You know?
Aye, listen, I've said all along, if we get on top of the midfield, but when we're in the creative positions, I think Cantwell will probably start. I think Lawrence has done well in that number 10 position as well. I think Cantwell, I don't want him holding on to the ball. I don't want him showboating a wee bit. I want him fully focused. No mad tackles. Just do what you do. It's good. Get on the ball, make the quick passes, or go and take a man on and go and create something. I'm not looking for anything else. Just simple stuff that's effective. I think, Davey, that's what we're wanting for our players. But we've got to, I think we will be forward thinking. I don't think it'll be like the last time we played them at Ibrox. I think there's a totally different mentality, and at the end of the day, we have momentum, and we've had 30 points out of 33. And we won our last game. So I just think you're just looking at it as we're in form. So just let's get the job done. I know the records not being great, as it's been pointed out earlier, but records are there to be broken. And start getting a different mentality switch going forward for the next season going forward.
Yeah, I agree with that. Seriously. I think it'll basically come down to the team who wants it the most. And we've got to be that team. Because we didn't do it the last couple of times or a few other times. If we want it, it's there for us. If we've got all the incentives there, turn up and just smash them. Because we're due that. And I said that when we humped Hearts. I said the week before that, I said, somebody's going to get a doing off us one day. And it happened that weekend. And I know everybody's going to be a tight game, but I'm confident if we get the first goal early, we'll do them comfortably.
Yep, so about being as confident as you, Davey, I think, listen, the players, they know what's at stake. And I just think, going forward, we've got the first trophy in the bag, and that's obviously gave us a boost. We competed well in Europe. We could have probably got past Benfica, possibly, but I think at the end of the day, the squad that we've got had peaked as far as they could mentally and I think physically at that time. And I think now it's just all guns blazing to the end. And I just think mentality wise, I think you'll keep the lid on the players. Bridgeman, I think he's got that. You can hear the way he talks in the cameras. It's just 3 points, and then I'm not worried about it. Now we'll deal with Dundee when we get there. So I think he's just installed that right through since the start in all the games that we've played. And we expected a hiccup here or there. We didn't expect it to be totally perfect. We just wanted it first to get back in, get stability back in the club. But then he got a consistency level into the players that just managed to get us the wins to call us back.
He certainly has, and it's great to watch the players coming back from crazy goals we've given away, but managed to come back and win. That's really, really good. And if you can build that into a team, it's tremendous. You know, every team wants to be able to do that, come back after losing a goal for whatever reason, you know. And my goodness gracious, Rangers definitely need to do it, and they do it. And it's all down to that manager. And whatever it is, he's feeding the guys and the good drinks and things like that. So I'll keep it going. Whatever you're giving them, give them it. I just think that all the Rangers fans want to see Rangers winning. They just want it to win. And fight back, yes. fight back all you can. We will have to do that in some games. But there's a lot of crafting for Rangers players to be doing. They've got to get a bit streetwise when it comes to playing against some of the teams we play against are quite tough and rough, you know. So we need to watch out for that. Sunday.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, Bridge. My one concern about Sunday is all this garbage about the referee and that's build up and all the crap that's coming through that piggery. And they're just trying to get into everybody's nut. My biggest concern is they'll try and use that for the first kick of the ball, and it's up to the referee to take the game and referee it. None of this, brother this and brother that. Just don't let them get into his head. I'm more concerned. That's a big concern for me. And it's ridiculous the way it's been handled.
It's been ridiculous since the start, since they've been out shouting about it, and I've seen bits and bobs all week. And listen, there's enough pressure on referees, and they don't always get it right. But let's be honest, we've been in the wrong end of decisions against them. Alfie's goal up there at Parkhead, disallowed. And Desser's one when he crosses it into roof, disallowed. We've had a blatant handball where Edward get hit into the net when Clancy refereed at Parkhead. So I think that's just off the top of my head now. So listen, we've been in the wrong end of loads of decisions. I hope the referee doesn't get spoke about, Davey, on Sunday. I just hope the game just gets out and gets played. But as you know, always cheated, never defeated mob, you know. But they've been drumming it up. At the end of the day, Beaton asked the referee to go and look at something. It was down to Don Robertson whether he'd kept his decision or changed it. He went to the monitor at Ibrox and didn't change his decision when he was asked to go and check the monitor, and he decided to stick to it. And Cifuentes gets sent off, and then he went up at Tynecastle. He decided to go and check it, and he decided to look at it and send him off. It was Don Robertson that done it. Whether Beaton asked him to go or no is immaterial. Yeah. And he's moving the wrong ends of decisions for Beaton and all. So I'm not worried about the referee, but he's got huge pressure on him because whatever decision he makes is going to be totally scrutinised, like it is at all games. But they'll put needless pressure on him. But hopefully it'll be Rangers will go out, we'll play the football, we'll entertain, we'll score goals, and then we'll not need to worry about any major refereeing decision.
Absolutely, mate. And you're 100% right with your comments. Well said. The narrative has been spun there for a couple of weeks ago. We all know what they're up to. They're there to put the pressure on the referee because they see it as, he's going to give everything in their favour. Jeez, you've just rung out a list there where they've been favoured and there's nothing getting spoken, nothing getting questioned about the allegiances of Willie Collum and Kevin Clancy and Frank Connor and all the rest of them. You know what I mean? So just don't let the officials influence again. Go out there, play it in a proper spirit, but out there, take a game with scruffy net and go out and win for the legions of bears that's following you. But I just want to run the words that Brendan Rodgers said to his own support at the start of the season. I'll see you back here in May, as if he was saying, I'll be coming back with the trophy. That's the incentive. That's put the words up. If our players need any motivation, go out there and just, cement yourself all over them, and let's come away with the 3 points because we're going to be champions if we do win this game. And the sharp barriers will be back up outside Celtic Park. You can guarantee that they'll be chasing Brendan Rodgers out of town. So let's have you, Rangers.
Listen, it's in our hands and we've got ourselves into this position. It's unfortunate, Bridgeman, that we didn't get to play Dundee, where we'd hoped to have went and racked up the 3 points that day. So we are where we are, but we know a victory on Sunday and then that victory on the Wednesday night, if the game's getting played, it puts us 5 points clear. And that, for me, will be enough to see us be champions, crowned champions 56 times. And I don't see us throwing that lead away, and they know that. They absolutely know that, and that's how they've been ramping up the pressure all week because they're absolutely shitting themselves that we actually turn them out at Ibrox. and that's what it's all about. So no, that's what I see it as being. We've got the initiative, we've got momentum, and it's in our hands. So as long as we do our job correctly on Sunday, Bridge, and do it correctly on the Wednesday, that gives the 5-point cushion. And I know we'll still get Ross County today, but we'll not drop any more points, no chance.
Yeah, you mentioned the Dundee game in hand. I don't even know, based on the wee bit of snippet I saw in the news, I don't know if they'll be even ready to play football and not play that pitch. We're playing up there, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, a disaster. That pitch is dreadful. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe get it moved. I think it moved to Ibrox for a bit of bad luck. But anyway, you're right. We need to do what we need to do, and think about nobody else other than Rangers. That's what Rangers need to do. No, just do it. Get the 3 points, and go home. Go home with the big bucks in your hand, and then next time we play Dundee, whenever that happens, the game in hand, let's make that 5 points. You're absolutely right. Make it 5 points. Absolutely brilliant. Great.
Well, I've got. Aye, but listen, it's a long time since we've been able to say this. This mobs went and had no pressure put on them at all for the last wee while. So the pressure's on them now. There's pressure on us, but it's good pressure because we've had it since Clement came in and he's installed this mentality. And like I said, we've picked up 30 points out of possible 33. So we've got nothing to fear, guys, nothing to fear at all. We know they've got 1 or 2 players that can hurt us, but we've got players that can hurt them and all. Let's not be kidded. We've got a good squad here and good football players. And we just need them all to turn up and click on Sunday. And I believe it will happen. The only thing I'm hoping is it'll be a decent day on Sunday because this weather's horrendous. But apart from that, listen, fear no foe. And we have got nothing to fear. There will be a pre-match show on Sunday at 11 o'clock. I've just seen that sent through, and before I closed the show down this evening, I'd like to say a huge thank to the Techie Boys for organising everything they've done in the background to get everything done for the draw and take everything in and the donations and stuff. So I'd like to say a huge thanks to them in the background because without them it wouldn't have been made possible. And once again, I'd like to thank Go Bathrooms for donating the ticket and everything. All the money raised will go to Emmy Smiley Charity Foundation, and thanks to everyone again who entered the competition and back to the show. And thanks you very much. Davey, I'll come round to you.
Well said. There is a storm brewing in, and it's called the Glasgow Rangers.
Yes, it certainly is, mate. And I'm telling you, I can't wait to Sunday. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to have an early start.
I'd just like to say a thing about the referee is with John Beaton. I hope his apron doesn't slip down between his shorts. And that'll really cause a bit of problems, you know what I mean? But we'll take it. Last words from me, guys, is thanks for taking my call. God bless the Rangers as always. All you stay safe and go to the game. Bridge, Alec, and yourself. And I'll catch up with you guys. A pleasure always being on this show. So good night. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Davey. You're welcome as always, pal. You know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting to that time, guys. That's us. Just about to wrap it up. So I'll come to you first, AK, for your last words and roll on Sunday, mate.
Definitely. A good show tonight, and thanks to Davey for coming in and giving his opinions. Thanks, as you say, to the Techie Boys for running the raffle. Go Bathrooms. Hope you enjoy the game on Sunday, Liam. You'll be surrounded with good bears running about you, no doubt. But the bookies are never wrong, Southside. We've got Rangers to win 65, and we've got outright to win the league. They've got us at 47, so let's hope the bookies are right. But thanks again yourself, Bridgeman, the Techie Boys. Everybody enjoy your weekend, and come on the Rangers.
Aye, definitely. Come on the Rangers. Bridgeman?
Well, what can I say? Southside, fantastic night tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Great discussions. We David, as I said, well, he came in and did his bit. But thanks standardly yourself, Alex Kelly there, or Kelso, as I like to call him, and of course the Techie Boys. Can I just say to you, all the Rangers fans, all over the world that are listening in here tonight. Massive, biggest game for many, many, many years now. Biggest game this season, and I tell you, for many years, seriously. Everything matters. It all matters on Sunday, and we're going to do it. So everybody keep it going to the Rangers, because that's our team. Well, it's my team anyway, so keep it going.
Hi, can I just thank you two guys as well for joining us tonight? I really appreciated it and thoroughly enjoyed doing the show with you. And I'd like to thank Davey as well for coming in and phoning in. If you remember, there will be a pre-show at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. I'd just like to thank everyone who, again, for Go Bathrooms and everybody donated into the charity foundation, Emmy Smiley, for the ticket. I'd like to thank everyone for listening this evening. Well, Sunday is going to be 2 sleeps. Hopefully Ibrox will be rocking. You'll hear his Bayern noise. So let's do this, Rangers. 1 team, 1 crown.